Why do unemployed men expect to split household chores with their working partners? I've had this problem in my last 2 relationships where I'd be busting my ass working full-time and my partners were unemployed looking for work, but would expect to split the household chores evenly between us. Isn't it just a fact of life that if someone is working full-time, the person who stays home all day not paying rent or doing anything at all should at least do most, if not all of the chores? I asked my current partner to empty the dishwasher today and he suggested we do it together. And I tried to decline in a nice way at first, but he kept going and it felt like he needed a reality check. So I just had to be like, look, you don't do anything all day. I work in healthcare 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day. It's not fun. It's not something I enjoy doing. And I'm not spending my day off cleaning up more shit when that's what I do for 11 hours a day. Anyway, he tried to justify it by claiming he's doing work too, just not getting paid for it, and I had to be like, okay, well, I have hobbies too, so does that mean I have 2 jobs then? It feels like this mindset has gotten so common with men these days, and more are leaving the women to go to work and still expecting us to come home and do the housework too. I'm sick of being made to feel guilty for not giving up my limited free time so he can have an extra hour of free time in addition to the unlimited free time he already has. It's disgusting and I'm tired of it. I'm sorry. I can't pass the fact that your partner wanted to empty the dishwasher together. It takes 5 fucking minutes. It does not need to be a team project. Also, it's ridiculous that you even had to ask if the dishwasher is clean and not steaming hot anymore. You empty it. This is not rocket science. I know I'm harping on specifics when you are trying to speak more generally. But if this is how he is about one minor, everyday task, he sounds exhausting. I just split from my husband of nearly 14 years. He was unemployed but was supposed to be doing housework and kid wrangling. That didn't really happen and I asked him to leave in April. The housework is so much easier without his crap everywhere. I'm stuck on the idea that he wanted you to help empty the dishwasher. It's a 5-minute job. B, if more than one person is doing it, realistically they're just getting in each other's way. C, right now, he has 2 jobs, find paying work and his share of domestic chores to compensate for his lack of financial contribution. It doesn't sound like he's doing either. It's tit for tat mentality. My ex was like this, where everything was either an activity we do together or he kept track of who did what to make sure it was even. I also had a consistent job while he rarely worked. Find yourself a man that shares resources by nature and is happy doing acts of service. My new boyfriend, while not perfect at household chores, understood his role as the housewife. Our joke. He just started his new job just in time for my furlough. He's very happy to provide now. Not to mention that most of the mess is probably his. I don't think I'll ever live with anyone again because of this sort of stuff. The last one I was with who ended up unemployed didn't do any chores or look for work, and then accused me of using him for money when I finally dropped him. I was laughing so hard, I had to sit down. Why even empty a dishwasher together? Does he need you to hold his hand while doing it? But that sounds lazy. Fine, find a job is work, but if you're not out there and like visiting different companies every day, it's not like work at all. I will never understand what can you possibly gain staying with this guy. He is not contributing in any way to your relationship. You should have it easier. Not coming home exhausted and continue to work at home too. Stop putting up with it. He can move out. At one point my partner was the only one working full-time and he was doing the majority of chores. When I was depressed, posts like these remind me that I need to be grateful for this gem of a man. You can bet they'd be expecting the woman to do it all if the situation was reversed too. I lived with this guy. It won't get better. You may as well kick him out now because he'll just leech until you do. Can't you wait until I find a job? Then he'll never find a job because it gives you reason to kick him out. My husband wasn't working for a bit, and he did the majority of the chores. Now he's working and my role got made redundant, so I'm doing the majority of the chores. It just feels fair this way. But my previous boyfriends didn't bother with housework much. In summary, that's why this one is my husband. He's a loser. You are winning at life. Please remove this asshole from your life. My ex-GF was a healthcare worker. I'm a woman too. Yes, and I was supposed to move in with her. Yes, she would be the breadwinner and I intended to do everything else house-wise. I think that is the fair share and should be done out of love anyway. She worked long shifts. Why would I expect her to come home to clean the house? Not so fair. There are two ways that are fair when it comes to splitting the two resources, time and money. Either both parties contribute equally. The one who earns most will have more money, but then also less spare time because they usually work more and must do their 50 of house chores. Or pooling of resources. My husband and I share money. That means that we should have same spare time. I work more. Therefore he do more house chores. Your homosexual should absolutely do all of the house chores since he don't contribute to economy. A lot of them seem to think housework is beneath them. Bet most would be fine not doing any housework if the roles were reversed. Because they're used to their mothers taking care of their meals and messes and never grew TF up. It's up to us to not put up with this shit from the get-go. I asked my current partner to empty the dishwasher today and he suggested we do it together. Wow, it's not even about the chore. It's about power struggle. It's literally more easy to do it alone rather than argue. Or actually being two to do it. That said, that's unfair to compare job hunting with hobbies. But yes, you can expect him to do household chores alone. Not only we are doing both most of the time, but there is a lot of the things that we are alone to do that are not considered as chore, when it still mean you don't have the freedom they have childcare during workdays. Get rid of him, and don't jump into another live-in arrangement with a new guy. I think you know what you need to do. Time to take out the trash. Same reason employed men expect their employed partners to do the bulk misogyny. Don't let him make excuses. My husband is quadriplegic and does whatever he physically can to be independent and helpful to our household. If a quad can do it, your husband can. Isn't it just a fact of life that if someone is working full-time, the person who stays home all day not paying rent or doing anything at all should at least do most, if not all of the chores? That attitude has been used against women an awful lot. It's disappointing to hear all this. I manage to complete household tasks and meal prep even when I'm in meetings. As long as I'm not the one presenting. So, unless he's fully engaged in work tasks that require his undivided attention, like conducting training sessions all day, there shouldn't be an excuse for not contributing at home. Looking for a job is not this kind of work. This behavior seems to be part of a larger issue. The insistence on doing the dishes together is peculiar. Either he's looking for a way to spend time with you, or he simply can't function without you being present. Stop dating unemployed losers and your problem will be solved.